Okay, so let's talk about the chain rule. So the chain rule is used for finding the derivative of a composite function, say h of x equals f of g of x. So to find the derivative of h of x, it's to take take the derivative of f at g of x times the derivative of g at x. In other words, it's taking the derivative of the outside function, you leave the inside function alone, and you multiply that by the derivative of the inside function. And another easier way to remember this is to simply remember the chain rule as the outside-inside rule. Okay, so let's look at a few examples. So say we have to find the derivative of cosine of x squared plus 1. So, according to the outside-inside rule, what you have to do first is to find the derivative of the outside function, which here is cosine. And so the derivative of cosine is, as we know, negative sine. So negative sine of the function the inner function, which is left alone, negative sine of x squared plus 1 times the derivative of the inside function here, which is 2x. So simplifying this, you multiply this 2x by negative sine, so that will give us negative 2x sine of x squared plus 1. Okay, another example. F of x equals sine of x squared plus x. To find the derivative of this function, first take the derivative of the outside function, sine, so that's cosine. Cosine of the inner function left alone, x squared plus x. Multiply this by the derivative of the inside function, 2x plus 1. Outside, inside left alone, derivative of the inside. Okay. Another example. F of x equals cosine of x cubed. So, again, take the derivative of the outside function, cosine, of the inside function left alone times the derivative of the inside function. So that would be negative sine of x cubed times 3x squared. And that will give us negative 3x cubed, negative 3x squared times sine of x cubed. Okay. Another more complicated example would be the square root of x to the fourth power plus 1. To make this easier, so we can apply the power rule to solve for the derivative of the outside function. First, we can rewrite this as x to the fourth power plus 1 parenthesis to the 1/2 power. So again, taking the derivative of the outside function by using the power rule, that will give us 1/2 times the inner function left alone, x to the fourth power plus 1 to the negative 1/2 power, because 1/2 minus 1 according to the power rule, times the inside function, the derivative of the inside function, which would be 4x cubed. This will give us, simplifying it, will give us 4x cubed over 2 times the square root of x to the fourth power plus 1. So this, according to the chain rule formula, is f at g of x, the derivative, and derivative of the inner function g of x. Okay, let's look at 2 more examples. So, this one. F of x equals x squared plus 3x plus 4 parentheses to the 30th power. So again, finding the derivative of the outside function first by using the power rule. So that will give us 30 times x squared plus 3x plus 4, the inner function left alone, to the 29th power, times the derivative of the inner function, 2x plus 3. Okay, one last example. This example is slightly more complicated because you divide this into 3 functions, 3 parts. Okay, so again, taking the derivative of the outside function first, that will give us 7 times parenthesis cosine of 8 times x to the 10th power parenthesis to the 6th power, times now we're looking at just this function inside the big parenthesis. So the derivative of the outside function here, which is the cosine, that will be negative sign, leaving the inner function here alone, 8x to the 10th power, times here 80x to the 9th power, the derivative of the inside function. So simplifying this, multiplying this by this, that will give us negative 560 x to the 9th power times cosine to the 6th power of 8x to the 10th power times sine of sine of 8x to the 10th power. And that's it for the chain rule. I hope you understood, and as long as you remember it as the outside-inside rule, it's pretty much simple. Thank you.